All right, y'all. It is time for more scary stories, and we are starting the series where I do the TikTok scary stories from the TikTok channels that I found. Man, hey, these stories are very entertaining to listen to, so I hope y'all like them as much as I do. Y'all give me y'all feedback down in the comment section and stuff after we get done listening to them, bruh. So yeah, these stories there, some of them aren't that long though, so we'll probably do 2, sometimes even 3 stories per episode, depending on how long the stories get. And you know what I'm saying? We just gonna take it from there. So listen, man, make sure y'all do the normal procedures. Cut off all y'all lights, lock all y'all doors and windows, and settle in for this scariness. Without further ado, let's get it. Let's go.
I got hired at a daycare. I was just handed a horrifying list of rules.
All
I
right.
love little kids, so getting an opportunity to work with kids wouldn't only look good on my resume, but it really matched up with what I wanted to do with my life. My new uniform came in an envelope talking about what to expect and the rules for the staff, which I set to the side, figuring they wouldn't have anything too unexpected. But rather than being a quaint, cheery building with colorful swings and laughing children, it was quite plain, with whitewashed brick and no windows. The front doors were
no windows.
And when I tried to open them, there wasn't so much as a twitch. For a second, I panicked. Was I not at the right building? Did I get the address wrong?
Right?
About to walk into some kind of drug den? You didn't read the rules, did you? I nearly jumped out of my skin as I turned around.
Why would you not read the rules, bro? Whatever happens to you is what you get. You always read the rules, baby. Yeah, you got deserve what happens.
But my fear quickly turned to relief as I saw a guy wearing black pants and a white polo shirt with an oak tree insignia on the chest, the uniform for Little Garden.
Okay.
I laughed. I skimmed them. I was too excited to sit down and focus.
Right.
Clock in, get into the red room, and read them again, slowly.
Red room?
Otherwise, you're not going to last. The door opened and the guy let me enter first before shutting the door.
That's ominous. Not gonna last.
He gave me before he took off for a door marked with a green circle. It was like he expected me to fail. The red room was clearly the one marked by the red square, and once inside, I felt the hair on my arm stand up on end. Sure, it looked fairly normal. The carpet was clean. There was a table covered in crayons. Toys were scattered along the left side of the room. But pure instinct had me already on guard. There were already 5 children there, being looked after by another staff member, a girl my age, and someone wearing a floor-length black dress. Clearly not a staff member, so I assumed a parent. She turned around and headed for the door, so I smiled and waved as she went by. The glare she gave me was ice cold. I flinched and waited to move until she left the room. The other girl bounced up to me.
Why?
You really are the fresh meat, aren't you? I'm Marcy. Sit down for a sec.
Don't say fresh meat. I don't like the way that sound right now.
How are there so many kids here already? I asked. Marcy huffed. Just read the rules. That'll explain everything. Okay, everybody.
Bro, pull the goddamn rules out and read them.
Children cheered, and I plopped myself down in a chair that was meant for a much smaller posterior, resigning myself to reading these darn rules already.
Yes.
I pulled the papers from my bag and started reading. Welcome to Little Garden Childcare. We're so happy you've been chosen to join our family. Before you come into work next week, please read this letter thoroughly so you know what to expect at your new place of employment.
Okay.
1. Every day you should bring these things with you to work. A good attitude. The ability to love all children that come through our doors, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Okay.
Your uniform, a white polo shirt with our oak tree insignia on the chest.
Yeah.
Black slacks, white socks, running shoes, an emergency whistle, and a big smile.
An emergency whistle?
Well, I could already tell where I'd messed up.
That was not planned. We said that at the same time. That's hilarious. But yeah, an emergency whistle. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that bad if you were watching kids and some shit happened and you could whistle to make people look. But I don't know. That's just the fact that you got to bring your own whistle.
An emergency whistle.
Okay.
Well, I could already tell where I'd messed up. I hadn't gotten a whistle with my uniform. How embarrassing. Although why I would need a whistle was beyond me. I was about to read again until I was interrupted by what sounded like Marcy having a stroke. But then I realized not only were the children singing along, they were singing the same nonsense words. It made my skin crawl. Marcy continued to sing and look at the kids while pointing at my paper, telling me to keep reading. Eat too. Every morning we'll be singing the daycare's official song. The lyrics are stapled to the back. The verses in Latin will be hard at first, but don't worry. We'll make sure you don't make a mistake.
Oh, it's in Latin.
An upper-class fancy daycare might teach that, but one like this, it just seemed so out of place. I kept reading, glancing up now and again. 3. The night staff are not to be disturbed outside an emergency. If you need to summon them, the whistle will not be enough. Leave the room and open the metal panel on the wall. Press the black button inside for 5 seconds. A member of the night staff will be with you in just a moment. The night staff? Had that been the woman in the black dress when I entered?
What the
The
hell?
song ended and the kids starting milling about. 3 of them immediately started this make-believe game with toy dinosaurs while the others went for the dollhouse. Marcy looked up at me and mouthed, "Keep reading." 4. Please do not be alone with any of the children assigned to the green room. Always have at least one other employee with you at all times. If they insist on leaving the room with you, blow your whistle. 5. On that note, do
Bro, what the hell? That's what be crazy about these stories, because like, what? Don't be alone in the room, in the green room with any of the kids. And if they try to leave the room with you, blow the whistle. Dog, okay.
Leaving the room with you, blow your whistle. 5. On that note, do not be afraid to use the whistle. It's better to be safe than sorry. Jesus Christ.
Safe?
Kids. Special needs was one thing, but it sounded almost like they were dangerous.
Yeah.
But the ones at the dollhouse. While 2 of them were preoccupied with the dolls themselves, the third was looking at me. He smiled and I shivered. Something just wasn't right.
Don't smile at me.
Maybe it was how when he blinked, one eyelid was just slightly slower, or how his teeth were just a little too straight. I told myself to stop it. I was being ridiculous. These were just children. I was just thrown off by the weird morning I was having.
Okay.
I continued to read. 6. A child may look different depending on the time of day. That's okay. It's nothing to be concerned about. 7. Roughhousing playfighting is not allowed. Childish rivalry is to be expected among such variety, but a playful smack one moment can turn into stitches the next.
Ooh.
8. Do not befriend any of the night staff. They are not here to be your friends.
Damn.
Explained the glares. Day 1 and I was already breaking rules left and right, even if they made exactly 0 sense.
Okay.
9. If a child bites you, immediately alert another employee and head into the adult decontamination room. If the biter is a child from the red room, wash the wound with soap and water, cover it, and return to work. If the biter is a child from the blue room, wash the wound with soap, water, and the contents of the glass bottle labeled #824 before returning to work.
Yo.
If the biter is a child from the yellow room, wash the wound with soap, water, and the contents of the glass bottle labeled #410 before going home for the rest of the day. Don't worry, you'll be paid for the entire workday. If you are bitten by a child from the green room, take immediate action. Leave the room to discourage swarming behavior. Have another employee apply pressure to the wound.
Bro, what the fuck is going on with the green room? What do you mean swarming behavior? So if one kid in the green room bites me, the rest of them gonna try to bite me too? Bro, what the fuck is going on with these kids? Dog, oh no.
Swarming behavior. Have another employee apply pressure to the wound. Call the number for Alex. It should be written down next to the decon phone. Wait for Alex. Do not take pressure off the wound. Remain in the decontamination room no matter what you hear outside. Now I felt sure I might have been assigned to the red room today, but what if I was moved to the yellow room tomorrow? Or the green room where you couldn't be alone with the kids because God knows what'll happen if you do.
Right?
I glanced at the door. I needed this job, but was it worth it? Was I in danger here? I glanced at the next rule on the list, wondering if it would be the one that said, "Psych, this is all a joke played on the new employees." 10. Make sure to keep count of the children under your care. If you are missing a child, notify your employees and search the property. If you have an extra child, stop. Count again. If there is still an extra child, leave the room. Do not go back in without a member of the night staff. Wait. I looked up from the list and counted the children. 3 boys playing with dinosaurs, 2 girls and a boy playing with the dollhouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That wasn't right. There were only 5 children when I'd entered and no one else had come in after me. Count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God.
Leave.
I tried getting her attention, but she quite literally just waved me off as she was focused on tying the shoe.
Leave.
Boys. Well, the rules were rules. Breaking into a sprint, I barreled my way out the door looking for a metal panel on the wall. I ran to it and ripped it open. I smashed my thumb against the black button and waited.
5 seconds.
Approach. But when I turned around, there was the woman I'd seen before. She towered over me, her blank eyes staring down at me.
Damn, she tall as hell?
Her voice, but her lips didn't appear to move. What is the emergency? I swallowed. There's 6 kids in the red room now. There was only 5 when I went in. I stammered. The woman glanced to the room, still expressionless. She seemed to glide to the door, entering without making a single sound. Seconds ticked by. Minutes. It was nearly half an hour when the woman exited, 5 children following obediently behind her. I noticed the boy that was getting his shoe tied by Marcy was nowhere to be seen, and neither was Marcy. Where is she? I asked. The woman sighed. She miscounted. It was a costly mistake. Remember Rule 0. Rule 0? Why would there be a Rule 0?
Rule 0?
She handed me back my list of rules. I'd left it behind on the kids' table without thinking. As the night staff herded the children away, I looked at the paper and saw it was hidden in the margins of the paper. 0. Messes will happen. The janitor's closet will have everything you need to handle cleanup, from Clorox wipes to a biological waste incinerator to take care of any messes made throughout the day.
What the
My heart dropped.
Biological waste incinerator?
Where was she now? Was she okay? I opened the door just slightly and I almost threw up. I think the night guard wants me to clean up the mess in there. Clean up whatever happened to Marcy. I got hired at
So what you telling me is that whatever that extra kid was tore Marcy up and made a big mess all over the goddamn room. Oh no, Marcy. Is she not new? I mean, is she new? Cause I thought she like been there before. Maybe she was new as well and didn't read the goddamn rules. Oh man, that's crazy. Well, R.I.P. Marcy. That shit crazy. Yo, this story was interesting, and that's what I like about these stories. They're just crazy. It's like you don't never know where the story's about to go, because what the hell, dog? What the hell? But I do think we're gonna throw on one more. We ain't gonna just do one story. We're gonna throw on another story. So let me find another one real quick. All right, y'all. This next one is, I just escaped a deadly cult, and I'm about to reveal their horrifying secret. All right, let's go.
I just escaped a deadly cult. I'm about to reveal their horrifying secret. Not many can say they've lived in a dangerous cult their whole lives, but I can. Since the day I was born, I've lived in the cult village, located deep in the woods of Utah.
The cult
The only
village.
people I've ever known have lived here and never left. Physically, at least. Women would typically disappear in their 20s, while men lived into their 70s and died peacefully in their homes. Everyone shared one common guardian, the holy leader, and we lived by the rules of the Lord, even ones that included stoning those disobeying our laws. The only thing preventing any of these things from coming across as unusual to us was the fact that everyone thought they were normal. Never once did I question the rules and laws of the religious cult, until the day they did something traumatizing to me.
That's some bull.
The day had come where I had gotten pregnant. I was only 22 when I found out, and I knew my life was over. The second a woman was found out to be pregnant in the town, she would mysteriously go missing. As stated previously, women disappearing in their 20s was a normal occurrence for the village. However, if anyone did question it, the holy leader would reply with one sentence: she's moving on to the next stage. No one not within the holy leader's main council was ever able to understand what exactly he meant, but it was nerve-wracking for all girls, even if it was the way of the Lord, as he also claimed. Some speculated the girls were being killed, sacrificed, or running away.
Well, it sounds like
beliefs couldn't have been further from the truth. It was beyond anything any of the common folk the cult had even been exposed to could imagine. The day I realized I was with child, I was scared of having to face the next stage at such a young age. I wasn't ready for whatever the holy leader had in store for me. I asked my husband to keep my pregnancy a secret, but alas, he was loyal to our guardian and told him anyway. The same night he ratted me out, I had awoken to the cult leader and his council surrounding my bed.
Your husband told on you? This supposed to be your ride or die. This supposed to be the person you with for life. Love you to the ends of the earth. And this man then told on you when you got pregnant. That's his child. Oh, no, bro. What in the hell is going on here?
I had awoken to the cult leader and his council surrounding my bed. Their serious faces and unblinking eyes were enough to make anyone queasy. Within seconds, a cloth was aggressively pushed onto my face. At that moment, I assumed my life was over.
About to kidnap her.
It was the exact opposite. I awoke in a dark room, a room in which I'd remain for the next few months, alone.
Months?
Scared, and believing that I had died. Once in a while, a plate of food would come in through a small slot in the wall, and I'd wake up to a new clean sanitary bucket and a new batch of clothes sitting next to me most mornings. The only time I'd hear noises other than my own was when the occasional whispering could be heard through the other side of the dark room.
Man,
Thankfully, it wasn't completely dark, as the slot in the wall emitted some light. It was the only thing that kept me sane for
because your ass would start hallucinating and going
I was
crazy.
going to live there forever, the wall in front of me was moved to the side, revealing the man I knew as my holy leader. I was very visibly close to giving birth and knew it had to be less than a day before I'd go into labor.
Bro, they kept her in there for the entirety of her pregnancy? Well, fucking crazy. What?
I glared up at him, wanting to demand answers as to why I was being put through this torture. However, I wasn't able to form the words. Being alone for so long in that room had taken a toll on me. Tears fell from my eyes as I was yanked up onto my feet against my will by two council members. My body was dragged down a hallway and led into another room, where a bed surrounded by strange equipment I had never seen before lay waiting for me. Before I was able to process anything else, I had been strapped down to the bed, stopping any chance of escaping that I had. Immediately, I was blindfolded, but I could feel my body being pocketed and prodded by the strange instruments I knew about. I could feel myself slipping in and out of consciousness, but I was able to stay present to hear the words. The Lord has let the baby survive. She's ready for the next phase. The baby's okay? I asked. The blindfold was lifted off of my eyes, and I was face to face again with the holy leader. Yes, he assured me. It is time for you to know the truth, child. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Shh, he hushed me. It's very simple. First, your baby needs to be born. You aren't going to hurt them, are you? No, he whispered, though I can't promise the same for you. So you are going to kill me? I whimpered. Not kill. Well, not exactly. I shook my head. The claim was absolutely ridiculous. And how are you going to do that?
What is going on?
We're going to feed you to your baby. Without another second passing, a sharp pain shot up through my whole body, causing me to yell out.
Hold on. Whoa. What in the hell? What? We're going to feed you to your baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, regular shit. No. Huh? Oh, no, bro. What is going on?
Pain shot up through my whole body, causing me to yell out. The child! A council member exclaimed. They're coming! It was unlike anything I ever felt before. Strong cramping in the abdomen, groin, and back, as well as an achy feeling. Couldn't help but be felt as I could feel my baby ready to leave my body. I screamed out as the feelings intensified, and I was met with several needles being stabbed into all sides of my body.
Damn!
What I had been injected with had caused the pain to become numb.
Oh, okay.
To push my baby out within
minutes. That's
beautiful.
Nice, I guess.
Gasped. She's the perfect vessel for your soul. Once she's eaten the last of your body, you will become purified and renewed for your new life in our community.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Without being able to feel any pain and still hyped up on adrenaline and fear, I realized that he had unclipped one of my restraints while taking out the baby. With all my strength, I was able to rip my limbs free from the straps holding me down.
Okay.
Before the council or leader could react, I was able to push them out of the way and run out the door.
Oh.
Without another thought in my mind, I dashed down the hallway.
Boogie.
I ran down staircases and sprinted through rooms as I inched closer to my escape. The hallway seemed like it had infinite turns. Each hallway had dozens of rooms.
That would fucking suck to be in a situation where you're running and you don't even have no damn destination, no set destination. You just running for safety, boy. You just running. See a door, boom, bust through it. See another door, boom, see a hallway, see a turn, go through it. Like you just hoping that this sequence of turns and door busting downs that you're doing will lead to safety, lead to the door that exits the building. You just hoping, bruh. And the whole time you might be fucking around going the wrong way.
It seemed like it had infinite turns, each hallway having dozens of rooms. I could only imagine how many people were in this place with me, and how many never made it out. The front door was soon in sight. A smile crept onto my face as I realized I had done it. Escaped.
Okay.
I could finally tell the townspeople the truth about this twisted cult, and save everyone from living a sick lie. At last, dripping in blood at the door, I grasped the handle, turning it frantically. The door swung open and I stumbled out into the cold night air, gasping for breath. My heart pounded in my ears as I looked back at the imposing structure that had been my prison. I was free, finally free to expose the horrific truth of the cult, to save others from the fate I had.
She got away?
But as I turned to run, my foot caught on something. I looked down to see a thick, heavy chain attached to my ankle, its other end secured to the building. Panic surged through me as I tugged desperately at the chain, but it was unyielding. Then the chilling realization—
Was that there the whole time?
They had never intended for me to leave alive. As I struggled against the chain, the sound of slow, deliberate footsteps approached from behind. I turned to see the holy leader, flanked by his council, emerging from the shadows, their faces twisted in a grotesque semblance of satisfaction. Behind my ears, he whispered in a chilling tone, "You made a big mistake."
Damn. Here I was thinking that she got away. You telling me that they had her chained to the thing the whole time? How did she run through all those doors and down all those hallways, bro? Was the chain that long? Was it attached the entire time? Like, I don't understand, but damn, man. Baby girl ain't get away. They gonna feed her to her baby. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. What the fuck, bro? Hey, but like I said, man, these TikTok scary stories are crazy. Like I said, we're gonna throw them in with the Mr. Nightmare ones because the Mr. Nightmare story seems to be recountings of other people, like telling real experiences that happens to them, which is what makes those scary as hell. These are obviously fictional, but they're entertaining as hell. So, you know what I'm saying? I like them. I'm gonna keep on bringing them. So yeah, man, that's gonna do it for the first episode of TikTok Scary Stories. That's not what it's probably gonna be called, but hey, I'm just saying some shit. Make sure y'all show a lot of love to the video, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, we up out of this thing. This your boy Dairu, we signing out. Peace.